Kia ora. I just want to speak a little bit about our health and safety policy and procedures here at the Remarkables ski area. If you see something and you can do something about it directly, please do so. Let us know what that is you've done. If you see it but are unable to fix it at the time, again, please pass the information on to us so we know what it is and we can attention it. We believe that good health and safety is paramount at the Remarkables, and no business objective will step above being safe and healthy at work. We all have a responsibility to take care of ourselves and others and work to support each other in the workplace.
Hazard and risk assessments. Accidents and harm will be reduced if all personnel work with a responsible and safe attitude. Before commencing any work on an NZ ski site, contractors shall complete and submit a safe work method statement or a task analysis for all work where there is a risk to health and safety or property damage. These risks will include, or do include, working at heights, hot works, confined spaces, excavation, and excavation is where you're digging into the ground where there is a possibility of power lines or anything, or in-ground services, or drilling fits into that category as well.
We all need to be prepared for an earthquake to eventuate whilst we're working up here at the Remarkables. There's 3 areas that we need to be considerate of. The first one is, of course, when you're driving up the mountain. If you feel the earth shaking, just pull over where it's safe to do so and look up. There's a reasonable likelihood that there will be things coming down at you from above. Second thing is obviously in the base building. If you're inside this modern facility, you should be relatively safe to just drop, cover and hold. The third area is outside on the ski area. Be very cognizant of what's coming down at you from above. Expect rocks, expect snow, expect landslides. Keep yourself in an open space and keep your wits about you what's coming down from above.
G'day, I'm here to talk about first aid and emergencies at the Remarkables ski field. You can find first aid kits and fire extinguishers in every NZ ski vehicle, at the base building and in the workshop. We have an AED here located in the base building and also the workshop. In case of an emergency or the fire alarm sounding, please head to the assembly area, which is located on the learners area out the back of the building next to the conveyor, accessed from the deck or around either side of the building.
Always keep your workplace tidy and clean. Take away rubbish on a regular basis. Deposit things in the right place and make sure that your work environment is safe to work in. Contractors are obligated by law to cooperate, coordinate and consult under the Health and Safety Act. So please think of all those things when we're working together on a site.
Low ground hazards. NZ Ski utilises an 11 kilovolt high voltage power network to supply some of its on-mountain services. A large proportion of this 11 kV network and low voltage network are not accurately detailed in survey information. As-built are not to be relied upon. We actually need to come along and locate everything before we do any digging in ground. So if you do need to dig in ground, please contact somebody, an NZ Ski representative, and we will come through and do some locations before we dig. Above ground hazards. Above ground hazards must be assessed, and where necessary, spotters are to be used to ensure no contact with overhead objects, including but not limited to cables, chairlifts, building structures.
In the event of any emergency, always dial 111 and request the appropriate service. We'll need to provide the nature of the emergency, our location, which is the Remarkables ski area 253 Kingston Road, Queenstown, and if possible a precise location. Then we will need to inform the site manager. The assembly areas outside in the Shadow Basin project area are at the base area next to the conveyor, at Shadow Mid Station, which is the plateau halfway up, or Shadow Return.
In conjunction with any policy that you may have, we may request that you undertake a post-incident drug and alcohol test should there be any significant harm or damage on the mountain whilst you're working with us. We also have a fatigue management policy, which again, in conjunction with any policy that you may have, we may ask that you adhere to ours. This states that you may only work 12.5 hours in a 14-hour period, and there's minimum stand down requirements depending on how many days you've worked leading up to this shift. There's a reasonable likelihood that a member of the media or public may ask you for comment whilst you're working up here on site. Could you please just comment with a no comment and direct them to either Ross or myself for further comments.
In case of a serious incident, whether it be damage or injury or any type of incident, work must not commence in that workspace until you've notified it to myself as the ski area manager or Mark Somerville on site. And we've authorised that okay to get back to work.
Personal protective equipment is obviously going to keep yourself safe and others able to clearly identify where you are. The minimum requirements for this project is going to be a hard hat or a helmet if you're travelling in an ATV or side-by-side, a high-vis vest and adequate footwear. We describe this as being either steel toe cap boots or mountaineering boots if you're travelling uphill.
Please feel free to use our bathrooms and staff room facilities. We have toasty maker, hot water, fridge and microwave. If you are using our staff room facilities, please make sure to clean up your dishes and to not leave belongings lying around. Please dispose of your rubbish in the rubbish bin, any recycling in the recycling bin, and if you have any food waste, please put it in the compost bin.
So when accessing the Remarkables, the speed limit on the road is 50 km per hour. When there's a weather in the forecast, please contact your site coordinator and ask them what's happening up here. We're more than happy to provide any advice that maybe what's happening up here can be a lot different to town. Just a reminder to always carry chains up here. We do get summer snowfall and we do not clear the road. The environment out here can change at any time, so it's up to you as a contractor to be safe and carry all forms of outdoor wear, whether it's hot in the morning but snowing in the afternoon, making sure you've got everything that you may need for the day.
And above all, we want you to have a good time on this work site as we do working with you. So please work safe, enjoy the job you're doing, take pride in the work that you're doing. We certainly care about this environment and what we have available to us here. We know that you do too, and we look forward to working with you through this summer project. Kia kaha, stay safe.